Well, just a word on the vocabulary. There, you do have a vocabulary quiz that you should take on Sakai as soon as you have memorized these words, English to Hebrew, Hebrew to English. Eventually, I'll only ask you to go from English to Hebrew to English, but at least at the beginning, we'll do a little more. As far as the exercises, I'm asking you to do exercises, which is section 2.10. And the main exercise is to transliterate these things into English script. And so, again, Hebrew reads from right to left, so you begin on the far right. And here you have the Hebrew word bavel, bavel. And the way you'll transliterate that is, well, you have a bet with a dog H in it. That would be a B. Then you have a kamatz. And by the way, he told you just assume that all the kamatzes are long A. We'll give you rules for other types of kamatzes someday, but not today. But anyway, that would be a long A kamatz. So that would be a with a line above it. And then the bet without the dog H is one of the Bagad Kafat letters, so it would be a B underline. And then you have a Segol, and that would be an E vowel, short E. Short E is indicated by not having any other indication. And then you have a Lamed at the end, and that would be L. Now, a lot of these terms are personal names. What do you think maybe Babel would be as a proper name? If you go to Genesis 11, you have the Tower of Babel, the Tower of Babel, and that's actually the Hebrew term for Babylon, Babel. And other ones will be personal names too, and once you sound them out and see if you can't figure out what the personal name is. So you'll do that for all these exercises. And then when you get to section B, you'll go the other direction. And so the first word is gamal. And notice the G, well, that would be a gimel with a dog H in it. But then an A with an overline, a line over it, that would be a long A kamatz. So you write a kamatz. And then you have a mem, would be the M, and so you write a mem, but then the long A kamatz again, and so you put another kamatz under the mem, and then the lamed at the end, so that would be gamal, which happens to be the word for camel, as it turns out. But anyway, go ahead and do all of these words as well. And then the next section is divide the Hebrew words into syllables. That is, all the words in section A and section B above, both the ones that have been transliterated and the ones that are in Hebrew by themselves. And the goal of this is to help you to recognize syllables, because recognizing syllables, especially open and closed syllables, is going to be grammatically important later on, so he's giving you an exercise in doing that. So if you had the word davar, word, well, that would be da, open syllable, and so you could draw a line here, and then bar, consonant, vowel, consonant, a closed syllable. And you'll do that all the way through, starting with Babel. Again, you'd have a ba, open syllable, and then vel, second syllable, which would be a closed syllable, consonant, vowel, consonant. Now, so you should do that for all the words in both A and B. I should make the comment that I don't expect you to type Hebrew. If you want to do it, you can. I think it may not be time effective. Learning how and trying to figure out how, it slows you way down. What I'm assuming, I'm making PDF versions of the homework available as a convenience for you. And usually you could just print that and then write underneath or beside what it asks you to do, the exercise. But same thing with the dividing words and the syllables. You can take a word that's already there and simply divide it up. And then when you've done it, all your handwriting, most of your Hebrew will be written just in simple print style handwriting. Once you've done all that, then also those technical forms, like the S with a dot under it, and the S with the hat, the sheen, and the het, H with a dot under it. It might be easier for you to do that by hand than to try to learn how to type that on your word processor. But anyway, once you divide it up, and you can just write that out by hand, and eventually you should either scan it into a PDF file, the whole document. Well, actually, after you do this, you have a link where you can see whether or not you did things correctly, and you can correct your work. Mark that on the original of what you originally wrote. But then eventually, after you've corrected it, then you can scan it and into either a PDF file, or take pictures of it and put it into either document files or PowerPoint files, so that you can post it to assignments electronically. The last thing is practice reading aloud the Hebrew forms until you feel at ease with them. So go over it again and again until it's easy for you to pronounce it. So here, number 4, well, Moed and Chamesh and Echad and Hamas and Vador and so on and so forth. You should just keep going over that and practicing it until it becomes easy for you. And after you've transliterated the Hebrew, that should make it easy for you to double check to see if you got it right. So that's the assignment. If you have any questions, post it on forums. And that's lesson 2. And Lahit wrote. We'll see you later.